Interval was actually started in a pretty funny way. I was creating content around running, and my housemate, who's also an app developer, came to me and said, I've built an app. He didn't just say, I've got an idea for an app. He'd actually already built it, and that was the creation of Interval. So the running app was pretty basic at the start. It essentially had a few programs kind of ready to be loaded into it, and a little running section. But I saw the bones of that and I said to Jordan, this is elite. Let's do something with this. New UI is probably the most exciting thing that's happened in my life for a very long time. JTB originally approached us and said, hey, we reckon we can help your app out a fair bit. So the new UI is essentially just getting some really incredible design eyes onto an app that didn't necessarily have that touch prior.
Started following Louis earlier on. The Instagram algorithms caught me to his profile. I just started running, obviously, and just running content everywhere. So yeah, probably when it was around 20,000 followers. Our wife was keen on Big Brother as well, and Louis was on it, and I was boasting that I knew him first. So it was really interesting to see that he had something fresh and new coming out, which inherently was the Intero apps. And then so once I was using it, obviously being the industry that I'm in, making apps for AGL, a huge range of different companies, thought that we could probably help him here because the value in the content that he was saying that I'd been used to for years versus what you were getting from the app. I saw there was a misalignment. I really just wanted to help out basically because I ended up loving running and loving his content. Ensuring that we're hero and ruler. Gets in different ways, shape or forms. There's different photography aspects that will bring that out to certain tones and making sure that we're diverse with our audience and things like that. And also scaling back the colour, typography, and a few other things.
I think the initial interval design was good. I think the way we kind of elevated it was just we saw our opportunity to really simplify the interface. So we know that running is really the core focus of the app. We really wanted to strip away all that kind of noise and really focus on the way that the runner could just really focus on their plans and get into running. So what we've done is just make it really, really simple and clear for the user and the runner just to get running.
So the reason we needed JTB was I'm obviously an app developer, and we don't really have like the greatest design touch or creative element to us. We're just very robotic. So that really helped us bring that sort of creative feel and really take a fresh new look at Interval and help design it from the ground up.
The logic in the way that it's built was through more a stepped process rather than actually what's best for the user. And so what we did was understand, well, what would be best for the user in every single case. And so that's stripping away content. That's making sure that we've got less amount of screens to go to get to what we need to. Aligning expectation with actually the goal that they need to provide. And so that meant letting out the onboarding experience, making sure the tools that were hidden were exposed, lightening up the entire application, going to a dark and light mode rather than fully dark, utilizing the brand colors more so in a way that actually drove action for the user rather than it just being flooded pinch everywhere through the application. And also just making sure that the actual app itself was viewed as the value that was, which was a running coach in your pocket rather than an application where you can track your runs, which I think is the biggest benefit from what Strava has.
I've done 42 Ks with 2.2. It's a marathon on the trails and a little bit of road. How are we feeling? Good. I made it look like a really professional app, and all the functions of the app work perfectly. All the features are there for a reason and a purpose, and that purpose is to make running progression accessible to everyone. We've got gamification through like an XP system where you can get points for doing different things. We've got a community section, and then we've also got plenty of metrics through like your personal section about your runs and what you can achieve going forward.
Yeah, the biggest thing is taking really what we do one-to-one that I've done previously with coaching, put that into an app. So our week-to-week basis where we check in, get a bit of feedback from you, so advise you week to week and what we're trying to do. That's how we made all the running plans sustainable for you as well. That's our biggest excitement. And I'll be in the back end looking at all the data so I can amend as we go.
I remember it's easy to get bogged down in the weeds of creating a running app and just kind of building something, and you want to get X amount of people on it, and then once you're there, you're happy. But I remember one day I was just looking through the community section and it said we had like 500 people in the Melbourne interval runners community section, and that was just like, it just came, I just realized at that point, like, we've got 500 people running on the app, and that's due to, you know, Jordan and myself building something that's really amazing. So that's definitely my most proud moment. And, you know, on from that is just the community aspect and just seeing the progression come to all these different kind of people from all walks of life.